Ladies and gentlemen, this is the combined agenda and regular meeting of the Monroe Township Council on June 30th, 2025. The agenda meeting is now called to order. Would we all please rise as we salute our flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may be seated. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Councilman Charles DePiero.
Here.
Councilman Michael Markell.
Here.
Councilwoman Rupa P. Siegel.
Here.
Council Vice President Terrence Van Zora. Here. Council President Miriam Cohen.
Here. Would you please read the Sunshine Law into the record?
In accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, it is hereby announced and shall be entered into the minutes of this meeting that adequate notice has been provided by the following. 1. Posted on the bulletin boards within the municipal building on December 27, 2024, and remains posted at that location for public inspection. 2. Printed in the Home News Tribune and the Cranberry Press on December 27, 2024. 3. Posted on the Monroe Township website. And 4. Sent to those individuals who have requested personal notice. In accordance with Chapter 3, Section 17 of the Monroe Township Code, public comment shall be limited to 5 minutes unless further time is granted by the Council President.
Thank you. Item 5 are our ordinances for second reading at the June 30th, 2025 regular meeting, 06-2025-014. It's an ordinance of the Township of Monroe authorizing the conveyance of an access easement over property known as Block 52, Lot 2.05. 06-2025-015 is an ordinance amending and supplementing the Code of the Township of Monroe under Chapter 122, Article 13, to authorize the police to enforce Title 39 of the New Jersey Motor Vehicle Code in the Forest Gate Community Association Incorporated communities comprised of Green and Fairways Edge and Pine Run. 06-2025-016 is an ordinance authorizing the acceptance of an easement from Matrix 259 LCE GLLC to property located at Block 56, Lot 9.04. 06-2025-0-017 is an ordinance amending various chapters of the Code of the Township of Monroe. 06-2025-018 is an ordinance amending Chapter 39 of the Code of the Township of Monroe entitled Fees. Item 7 is resolutions for consideration under the consent agenda at the June 30th, 2025 regular meeting. That's R6 2025-1 through 39 through R6 2025-1409A. Assuming all of us have been familiarized ourselves with these resolutions, anyone wishing to have a resolution removed from the consent agenda? No. Moving forward. We'd then like to move to public comments. Please remember, it's limited to agenda items only. May I have a motion to open the public comment section?
Motion.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Anyone wishing to address the council, please come forward. Remember, there is a time limit of 5 minutes per speaker.
Good evening, everyone. Bob Valentine, 68 Union Valley Road.
Excuse me, could you repeat your address, please?
Sure, 68 Union
Thank you.
Valley Road.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Just wanted to get a little more information. One of the items on resolutions tonight involves adopting a revised deferred compensation plan. It's R-6-2025-146. I'm just hoping somebody could talk a little bit, not that familiar with it, if somebody could kind of summarize perhaps who's covered under this plan, what the benefit is, and then what is the proposed revision about?
Sure.
Mr. McGowan, please.
Council President, thank you. So we have had Empower as our employees' deferred compensation provider for a number of years. Several employees actually reached out to us to see if we could go out and look for a better plan that had lower fees for the employees and a better return on investment, better options for investment. So we did so. We gave Empower an opportunity to give us a more competitive plan. We also gave a few other companies an opportunity to do so. And together with our deferred compensation consultants, the administration is recommending to the council to move forward with this plan from Lincoln Financial, which provides a much lower fee for our employees and gives them a wider range of investment opportunities. This is optional for employees, and fees come out of employee investments, so there's no taxpayer dollars that's being spent here and no requirement to be a part of the program, but a number of our employees do so to supplement their pension for later retirement funds. Yeah.
Great, good work.
Yeah.
The other item I can just quickly, there's also, I think, a resolution for the local, it's 6-2025-149, demonstrating compliance with local finance board regarding the 2024 annual audit. Is that like, I think it's a corrective action plan that you're submitting? Is that,
Sure.
is that right?
Sure, Council President. So there's two resolutions. Resolution 149 is the council's acknowledgement of receipt of the 2024 audit. 2024 audit came back relatively clean with no material weaknesses, no deficiencies. A couple of items left over from last year that we're still working to clean up, but not much. And that's what 149A is, the corrective action plan to just clean up the balances in our interfund transfers.
Is that something you'll be able to share with the public on the site? Will you be able to put that out on the site for the public to look at, that response? Is there a written response going in? Is that
Sure, yeah, the corrective action plan is available to the public.
Okay,
Absolutely.
great. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else wishing to address us?
George Gunkelman, 5 Kelly Court, Monroe. In the consent agenda, the item 144, change order of 414,000. What for?
So, Council President, I'll ask
Let Mark-
Mr.
Mr.
Razumowitz to
Razumowitz,
help us out with
please.
the specifics of that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Council President.
You're welcome.
This is a $413,000 change order. This is for the police headquarters addition and alterations. There was a number of items that that this change order covers. The largest item in it is a security and camera installations around the police station. That was not part of the project that was put out, and the intent was to do that, at a later date, and this is it. So most of these items are items that the township requested. I have a list of about 15 various items, which I believe are in the resolution. And again, most of them are additional items that we requested. For instance, the generator has an auto fuel system that automatically the fuel is pumped from our existing fuel tanks at EMS and pumped over to the generator that's behind the police station. So that was also a large ticket item on this as well. But again, most of that was additional work that the township required.
Thank you.
It just seems strange that we didn't anticipate things like cameras in a police office. And, I guess my other question would be, did we do competitive bidding on this? Or did we just grant it to the
authorized-
existing
Council
contractor?
President,
Yes.
the original contract for the police station was put out to bid, it's competitively bid. These are change orders with the existing contractor. It comes to about 7.2% increase in the contract, in the overall contract.
Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Good evening, Michelle Arminio, 9 Nathaniel Street. Okay, first, let's see, what do we have here? The resolution 147 talks about the affordable housing plan. Is there going to be a presentation on that tonight, or you're just going to?
We're not
it
planning
on
a presentation. Yes, please.
Council President, we had a public hearing last Thursday at the planning board. There's copies of the plan that have been on the website, and there's, I think, a few copies in the back as well. And we're certainly happy to answer any questions that anyone might have.
I watched the planning board. On the agenda, it said that it was just going to be a discussion. It did not say it was a public hearing. I'm not sure that satisfied the Open Public Meetings Act if there's no public hearing noticed on the agenda. So, is that correct, sir?
No.
Okay. Well,
It's not
before you go on, I'd like to keep my time. All right, I'll have to review that. Now, that video is still available, or is just once it's live streamed, it's gone?
Council President's available.
It's available.
Okay, I'll review
Continuously,
it again,
yeah.
but I did not, I did not see that it was actually mentioned as a public hearing for that presentation. So did the council get a presentation for the affordable housing?
Yes, please.
So the governing body's role in this, the housing element and fair share plan, is a planning board document. And what is before the governing body this evening is a resolution endorsing that plan, which lays out how the township intends to meet its constitutional obligation
Okay.
to provide
thank you.
affordable housing.
And I think that's great, but I think our representatives should be fully, that the plan should be presented to them in public. So, okay, let me move on. On the ordinance, 1017, now, when this ordinance goes into effect, is this going to still be here with the wording? Because a lot of things have been taken out, like crossed out and struck out. So is this going to still be its own ordinance with all these strikeouts? And it looks like the only thing added or in red, it says the fees for sale, and it says in accordance with Chapter 39 entitled Fees of the Code of the Township of Monroe. So everything my question is this going to still be its own ordinance and just telling people to go to Chapter 39 to get the information?
I can answer that if you. Michelle, so it was just a code book cleanup because years ago they made the Chapter 39, which contained like all the fees, and sometimes it was mentioned in the separate chapters themselves. So it's just a notation in the chapters to go to that Chapter 39 for the fees.
Okay.
So there's really no major
Well, the changes are, specifically Chapter 3, the fees for public records. So are you saying that those fees are still the same?
Yeah,
Even though
everything
they're
stays the
crossed?
same.
Okay, so it's not that there's changes to Chapter 39, there are changes to this ordinance to refer to Chapter?
Correct.
Okay, what would be the reason for that? Because when you go to this, is called, is this ordinance specifically to make changes? Or is this going to be an ordinance for all these? Because there's administration of government, there's fees, there's regulations and fees. I mean, there's titles.
You're on ordinance 17, correct?
Yes.
Well, Ron will answer as well.
If I could, you need to look at ordinance 018, where all of the fees that are referred to in the 017 are reorganized in one place, all in Chapter 39. So Are there some changes? I'm sure there's some changes in some
So,
fees.
wait, so,
No,
but
no,
how-
please, you have to let me finish. I'll give you your time
It's
back.
confusing the way you're saying it. So I just wanted to be clear since I have limited amount of time and you have all the time in the world. There we go.
There you go.
Well, you, Matt, Council President, yeah, he still has
I'm
the,
happy to finish.
please.
Yes.
So it is organizational, puts all the fees in one place. If there are any changes or additions to what fees may be charged, I know some of them went down, some of them went up, but they're all easily located now in Chapter 39.
Okay,
Thank you.
let's see if that's true. Thank you.
Anyone else wishing to address us, please come forward now. Seeing and hearing none, I would like to ask for a motion to close the public comment section, please.
Motion.
Thank you. Second on that, please. Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. Public comment section is closed. I'd like to entertain a motion to close the agenda meeting, please.
So moved.
Thank you. Second on that.
Second.
Thank you. A roll call, please.
Councilman DePiero.
Yes.
Councilman Markel.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siegel.
Yes.
Council Vice President Van Zora. Council President Cohen.
Yes. Council, agenda session is closed. The regular meeting is being called to order by motion, please.
Motion.
Thank you. A second on that.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman DePiero.
Yes.
Councilman Markel.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siegel.
Yes.
Council Vice President Van Zora. Council President Cohen.
Yes. May I have a motion to approve the payments of claims per the run date of June 24th, 2025, please?
Motion.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman DePiero.
Yes.
Councilman Markel.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siegel.
Yes.
Council Vice President Van Zora. Council President Cohen.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Ordinance for second reading, 06-2025-014. Ordinance of the Township of Monroe, authorizing the conveyance of an access easement over property known as Block 52, Lot 2.05. Motion to open the public hearing, please.
Motion.
Thank you. Second on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Wishing to address us, please come forward stating your name and address for our records.
Shell Arminio, 9 Nathaniel Street. This block and lot, is this the property on Buckaloo Avenue near the firehouse?
Yes.
District 3 Firehouse? Okay, and is the Board of Education granting back the parcel of land or just the easement? Are they maintaining some of the land?
Sorry.
Mr. McGowan, please.
Council President, at a prior council meeting, or 2 council meetings this year, the Board of Education conveyed the property back to the township. Now we are conveying an access easement to the fire district, so it'll still be township property. Fire district will maintain that easement.
So this will be, so the Board of Education won't be mentioned anymore because that's a complete transaction now.
Correct.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else wishing to address us on this ordinance only, please? Seeing and hearing none, I'll have a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Thank you. A second on that.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Public hearing is closed. I'd like a motion to adopt 06-2025-014, please.
So moved.
Thank you so much. May I have a second on that motion?
Second.
Thank you again. May I have a roll call vote?
Councilman DePiero.
Abstain.
Councilman Markel.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siegel.
Yes.
Council Vice President Van Zora.
Yes.
Council President Cohen.
Yes.
Motion carries.
06-2025-016 is the ordinance authorizing the acceptance of an easement from Matrix 259 LCEG LLC to property located at Block 56, Lot 9.04. May I have a motion to open the public hearing, please?
Like you skipped.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Okay.
It is, I did that once before. 06 2025-015, an ordinance amending and supplementing the Code of the Township of Monroe under Chapter 122, Article 13, to authorize the police to enforce Title 39 of the New Jersey Motor Vehicle Code in the Forest Gate Community Association Incorporated communities comprised of Green, Fairways Edge, and Pine Run. Public hearing open, please. Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Any opposed? Anyone wishing to address us on this ordinance, please come forward now. Seeing and hearing none, a motion to close the public hearing, please.
Motion.
Thank you. A second on that. Second. Roll. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. Public hearing is closed. May I have a motion to adopt? Who said that? Someone say that.
Councilman DePiero.
Thank you.
Motion.
Thank you. May I have a second on that, please?
A second.
May we have a roll call?
Councilman DePiero.
Yes.
Councilman Markel.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siegel.
Yes.
Council Vice President Van Zora.
Yes.
Council President Cohen.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Now we move to 016. 2025-016 is the ordinance authorizing the acceptance of an easement from Matrix 259 LCEG LLC to property located at Block 56, Lot 9.04. Motion to open the public hearing on this, please.
Motion.
Thank you. A second on that. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Anyone wishing to address us, please come forward now.
Michelle Arminio, 9 Nathaniel Street. Could you present the address of this property, please?
Do you have it, the address, Mr. McGowan? Thank you.
Sorry, bear with me,
That's okay.
Council President.
Do any of our elected officials know the address that they're going to vote on? Just a question.
Council President, I only have the block and lot. I can certainly look up the address, but I don't want to take more.
Well, it's a public hearing, so I'm asking for the address and the purpose of the easement. Is it
Council
only
President?
an easement?
Yes,
I believe the address is 259 Prospect Plains.
thank you.
259 Prospect Plains.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of land,
34.367 acres.
34.367 acres? Wow. I would think, okay. And the purpose, please, of getting this property?
Council President, it's
Yes, please, sir.
it's an access easement to access one of our water mains, if necessary.
So is it a narrow easement and a long easement, or a 34 you said 34.367 acres?
That's according to the legal description. That's
Okay,
correct.
thank you, sir. Is it a long, narrow, or is it like a square? I mean, my goodness,
Fair.
this is an ordinance for public comment.
It's an irregularly shaped
Okay.
parcel. There was a description in the ordinance. There's 27
the
different
or-
changes of direction. So
I'm sorry, sir. In the actual ordinance, because I have it here. Can you tell me? Maybe I can't see it.
yeah, in the attachment to the ordinance, it was online.
Oh, it's an attachment. Oh, I pulled this offline, but I didn't see an attachment.
Yeah, Schedule A.
It says attachment A, but it doesn't come through. Just for the record.
It's a description of the 34 plus acres. Like I said, it's unusual shape, unique shape. It's a large parcel.
Okay, yeah, that's why I thought it was interesting
And
to
our
ask.
utilities run through that parcel.
Okay.
And there's, I believe, some valves and everything that need access as well as the water main. So it's irregularly shaped.
Okay, so it's primarily for utilities. It's not going to be built on or a municipal building or anything like that?
Council President,
Yes, please.
it's already developed by the private property owner, but we needed access to the water
Gotcha.
main. Correct. So there's no,
So it's just It's
It's just for utility access and maintenance as needed.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Anyone else wishing to address us on this ordinance? Please come forward now. May I, seeing and hearing none, a motion to close, please?
Motion.
Second on that, please?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. May I have a motion to adopt the ordinance, please? Thank you. A second on that. Roll call.
Councilman DePiero.
Yes.
Councilman Markel.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siegel.
Yes.
Council Vice President Van Zora.
Yes.
Council President Cohen.
Yes.
Motion carries.
06-2025-017 is an ordinance amending various chapters of the Code of the Township of Monroe. May I have a motion to open the public hearing on that ordinance, please?
Motion.
May I have a second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Anyone wishing to address us on this ordinance, please come forward now.
Hi, Michelle Arminio, 9 Nathaniel Street. Since it's the hearing for the ordinance, I would appreciate once again a explanation and how this is going to work, and I will hold my question if there's a time.
Code book cleanup ordinance.
I can do it if you
You can
want.
do it right again. Go right ahead.
Ron, if I miss anything, you'll clean up
You'll
for me.
miss it,
But
right.
There you go.
There you go.
so this Council President 017 is an ordinance to clean up several chapters in the code that all describe various fees in different places. Chapter 39, since it is our fee chapter, the idea is to put all of our fees into Chapter 39 and remove them from various aspects of the code so that it is easier to locate and easier to understand and not duplicated in different places throughout the code. It is organizational. It does not create any substantive changes to any of our fees. There is an ordinance coming up that will create substantive changes, but not 017.
Okay, thank you. So that was going to be my other question. And when changes to the code comes, it'll be changes to Chapter 39. Well, is that correct?
That is correct.
And then that will come up as separate ordinances in the future?
It is going to come up in 5 minutes from now under Ordinance 018.
018.
Last one.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else wishing to address us on this issue, please? Seeing and hearing none, we close the public hearing by motion, please.
Motion.
Second on that?
Second.
Thank you. May we, all in favor?
Aye.
I'd like a motion to adopt the ordinance, please.
Motion to adopt.
May I have a second on that?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call on that 06-2025-017.
Councilman DePiero.
Yes.
Councilman Markel.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siegel.
Yes.
Council Vice President Van Zora.
Yes.
Council President Cohen.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. 06-2025-018. This ordinance amending Chapter 39 of the Code of the Township of Monroe entitled Fees. I'd like a motion to open a public hearing on this, please.
Motion.
Thank you so much. Second.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Anyone wishing to address us on this ordinance, please come forward now. Seeing and hearing none, I will take a motion to close the public hearing.
Motion.
May I have a second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing is closed. I'd like a motion to adopt, please.
Motion to adopt, please.
Thank you. That's 06-2025-018. May I have a second on that?
Second.
Thank you. Roll call.
Councilman DePiero.
Yes.
Councilman Markel.
Yes.
Councilwoman Siegel.
Yes.
Council Vice President Van Zora.
Yes.
Council President Cohen.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 5 is the resolutions for consideration under the consent agenda. R6-2025-139 through R6-2025-149A. May I have a motion, please?
Motion.
May I have a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Councilman DePiero.
No.
Councilman Markel,
Yes.
Councilwoman Siegel,
Yes.
Council Vice President Van Zora,
Yes.
Council President Cohen.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. We will move to the administrator's report. Mr. McGowan.
Council President, I respectfully do not have a report tonight except to say happy 4th of July to everyone.
Thank you very much for that. Our engineer, Mr. Rasimowitz, please.
Council President, I also will have a full report at the August 4th council meeting, but I have nothing new to report since 2 weeks ago.
Appreciated. I'll begin with council reports. Councilwoman from Ward 2.
Thank you, Council President. Good evening, everyone. I just have a couple quick reminders. I shared some of these updates last month, but since I liaison to some of our commissions, they are very active this summer. Culture Arts Commission, we have our summer concerts starting, free summer concerts on Thursdays beginning July 10th at the Gazebo in Thompson Park at 6 p.m. There's a great lineup. Our first concert is Kindred Spirit, so please join us. The Cultural Arts Commission is also sponsoring a free family event, Peter and the Wolf, on July 20th, 2 p.m. at the Monroe Township Senior Center. Free tickets will be available starting June 17th at the Monroe Township Public Library. So please mark your calendars, bring your families. And this upcoming Sunday is our Historic Preservation has an open house. July 6th at Dye Farm from 1 to 4. And the guest this month is Linda Russell, a historical musician who brings early American history to life through music and storytelling. So thank you. Happy 4th of July to everyone. Thank you.
Very much. Mr. DePiero, please. Ward 3. Ward 1.
Thank you. I just wanted to comment on a few things. Last meeting, I asked for an update on Prospect Plains and Applegarth Road for the county, and our engineer was going to look into it. Is there any updates on that project?
Council President, I don't have an update. I have not gotten word back from the county as to a bid date for Applegarth Prospect Plans.
Okay, thank you. How about Heritage Chase, the capital improvements for Heritage Chase? Do we have any updates on that?
Council President, no.
Yes, no.
No updates. I don't recall that from the last meeting, but Heritage Chase is a NJDOT grant that we received, and the plans are not in the design phase as of yet.
Okay. Will it be this year, the project, or will it be next year for the actual construction?
I believe that would be into next year, not this year.
Okay, thank you.
Had to think about which grant it was. Next year.
Okay. The rec center, we requested to have some lights in the curbing. It looks like we got that project off and running, and it's going to start hopefully in between when the camp is over and before school starts. I think there's about a 4-week window that if they could do the construction, that will be the easiest way with the less action of kids running in and out with the construction, and also cars. So I don't know if we have a start date yet, but it was just something that I would like to suggest, that we do that project in between when camp is over and when before school starts. So I just wanted to point that out. And also striping. While schools are out, it's really important that we do a lot of crosswalks. If you look at the high school, Schoolhouse Road is in desperate need for striping. Our walkways in Prineville Road in front of the municipal complex, the crosswalks and all the striping is very important to do it while school's out. We have a couple-month window, and I just thought that we need to bring that to the attention to whoever's doing our striping and along with our DPW staff. Painting the hydrants. We haven't painted hydrants in a while. Are we planning on painting any hydrants this year?
Mr. Stroin, please.
Yes, Councilman, we are. We're actually in the midst of working out an arrangement with the Boy Scouts like we normally do, and they're going to be painting some hydrants, and we're also working on finalizing some seasonal employees that will assist us in that regard as well.
that's good because it's desperately needed out there, the hydrants. Also with the flushing, you have the flushing schedule up on the website for when you're flushing the system.
That's all been completed. It was
Okay,
completed
so-
2 weeks ago. We did our unidirectional flushing, so we won't be doing it again until next year unless there's, an issue that we need.
Where the water main break. All right, thank you. We talked about transportation. We get a lot of emails, people asking about bus routes and if we can help get to different places from here to New York. And we used to have a transportation committee. I think Council President, you and I were on it before COVID started. And then COVID came, and then it's something that we didn't do it. We haven't done it in a while. I don't know if that's something that's in the works or if that's something that we're going to continue. But if so, I'd like to be part of it if we're going to do it again. And I just wanted to wish everybody happy 4th of July. We'll be at Thompson Park on Friday from 5 o'clock on. And I just wanted to wish everybody a happy and a safe 4th of July and a safe summer. Thank you.
Mr. Markel.
I have a quick comment. Just wanted to say we had this is history, a little history. We had a Juneteenth celebration at the Senior Center last month. Well, wait a minute, it's this month. It's still June. It's still June, right? I don't know what month it is. That's pretty bad. And we had a Juneteenth celebration. We had about 200 people come. We had a couple of speakers. It was our second Juneteenth celebration. First one we had at the library. We had around 50 people, 40 to 50. This year, we expanded it to about 200. So it was a really great celebration. So mark your calendar for Juneteenth, which is June 19th for next year. It's very important. Everybody's saying happy 4th of July. Get to the Thompson Park. It's a great show. And have a great summer, everybody.
Mr. Panzera, please.
Madam President,
You're most welcome.
not a whole lot happening in the last 2 weeks. Yeah, we have the 4th of July coming up, the fireworks at Thompson Park. It's nice to see that again we have the 4th being celebrated properly. My microphone on?
Your microphone, please.
Did not touch it. Okay, that's better. Just saying, invite everyone out to the 4th of July. It's fireworks, but there's a lot goes on before that, and the different food trucks, and they put on a nice little event. And with that, just a reminder, 4th of July celebrates Independence Day, signing of our Declaration of Independence from England and King George III. So let's continue to celebrate our democracy and let's celebrate the 4th of July. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Mr. Mayor.
Here's my report. Happy 4th of July.
I like that. We'll now open for public comments, please. May I have a motion to open the public comment section?
Motion.
Thank you. A second on that.
Second.
Thank you so much. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay. Anyone wishing to address us in the public comment section, please come forward now. Well, let's give him space. Would you please? Here you go. You're most welcome. Your name and address for our records, please, sir.
Sure. Don McDaniel, 446 Schoolhouse Road. It's my wife Janice, but
Janice D'Amico, 446 Schoolhouse Road.
yeah, we're just looking for some guidance or a little help. We have a drainage ditch in front of our house, the only one on Schoolhouse Road. Our neighbors have informed us that it was supposed to be filled in a year or so ago. Nothing's happened. I did contact a Miss Eileen. She was going to relay that information to your mayor and your engineer. I've not heard anything back at all.
Did you hear anything about? No.
Mark, do you have?
Mark, you have that any information?
I'm aware that Public Works has been out there. My office has seen this ditch. It's been there. I'm not aware of any project that was to fill this ditch. Years ago, there was, I believe it was looked at by Public Works. But there's grading in the area that drains into this ditch, including your property. That's as far as I'm aware, and the decision back then was that it remained. I believe there's other ditches out there that aren't as deep as yours. So again, I'm not aware of any project though that was to fill in these ditches.
Public Works has been very good. They were out there last year. They dug it out because it constantly gets filled in. We have a drainage pipe underneath our driveway, but that is so deep. Our mother-in-law, well, my mother-in-law lives with us, and we've had contractors put their trucks in that ditch. I'm afraid that if it snows, I mean, there's no guardrail even on that road. There's a white line.
And it's about 4
pretty
feet
hard
deep.
to see. Yeah, so
It's 3 to 4 feet deep.
Council President, I did ask Public Works to look at it as they've done in other areas of the township and add some reflectorized poles along the edge of the ditch between the edge of the road and the ditch itself. As you know, the township has many of these drainage ditches throughout the entire township, and in the other areas, the reflectorized poles, if you will, are installed at those other locations. The problem with guardrail is the guardrail, there's nowhere to put the guardrail. It would literally be sitting down in the middle of the ditch. But generally, we do not fill in these drainage ditches as, could potentially cause some drainage
You will
issues.
anticipate.
So, Madam
Reflecting.
Council President, I know we've sent DPW out. We are aware of that.
Yeah.
So is there something in particular, besides bringing it to the attention to the council, myself here, is there something that you're looking for?
Yeah, we would actually why can't they put a pipe in there? What's the difference of having a pipe in there with the drainage so all the water still drains? And that will cover the 40-foot ditch on both sides of our driveway, which I don't know if you can see one of those pictures, I actually knocked over one of our posts out there. The mailman almost went in the ditch the other day. Okay, why can't you put a pipe in there? There's a pipe at this end, there's a pipe at this end. Why can't you connect the two pipes and put a drainage into the pipe and have it go out to where it's supposed to go?
Mr. President, DPW is going to look at it to see how we can make it a little bit safer with reflectors. The location of the ditch, I have not done a survey out there of your property. Again, a lot of these ditches in Monroe are on private properties as well as the township property, and any type of correction is going to require acquisition of property in order to do any improvements. But again, generally in town, we do not go in and pipe these ditches.
So here's a question for you then. Who's responsible for this if a car happens to go down in there? If a car goes down in there, it's going to flip. That's a given. So whose responsibility is that? Does that mean this township's going to get sued?
Depends on whose property it's in.
Council President, I'm looking at our attorney. It's,
I don't know.
I'm
Would you
an
have an
engineer.
opinion?
I have no opinion. I can tell you that
We all do so well with mics. Would you like my mic?
No, I have it, thank you. I can tell you that without knowing where the ditch was located, on whose property it was located, and who's responsible for maintenance of that, those are all factors in who might be liable. I'm not going to give you an off-the-cuff opinion because it's not what we do. But thank you. It's a good question.
So, but at this point, Public Works is looking at it.
Yeah.
Our engineer is aware of it. The rest of us are now aware, and I have the pictures that I can share, and let's see what happens as we move forward.
Okay.
I would appreciate any help we can, because I have grandkids, and if you could see the pictures, I put rocks on
I
this
did
side
see
of the
them.
ditch.
Yes, I did.
I
did.
Time is up. Happy 4th of July. Thank
You
you very
too
much.
as well.
July.
Thank you.
Yes, I'm sharing them with you. Anyone else wishing to address us, please come forward now. Seeing, oh, Mr. Gunkelman, sorry, you're moving much more slowly.
George Gunkelman, 5 Kelly Court, Monroe. I have 2 questions, and if you don't mind, I'll ask them both, and then whatever
Very good.
time it takes. The first question is basically, what is the audit corrective plan? And that's the first question. Second question is, if ICE shows up in Monroe and requests the support of our police and the use of our facilities, what happens? What do we do? Have we thought about this, or do we know what our options are? Are we going to have people in plain clothes in unmarked cars wearing masks riding around Monroe potentially? I don't know. I mean, it's happening in other communities in our country. I'd like to ask the question before it starts to happen here. So those are my 2 questions.
Very good. First question is
If it's okay, I'll take the second question first, and then,
go
and
right
then maybe
ahead.
ask our CFO to help us
Lori
out
will end
on the audit question. So I know there was some rumors going around that there was some kind of ICE raid in Monroe this past week. That's actually not true. Our police department was working with the Middlesex County Prosecutor's Office on a non-immigration related arrest, and some of those officers were in plain clothes. So I just want to make that clear. Additionally, all I can tell you really is that our police department follows the New Jersey Attorney General guidelines for working with and cooperating with all other law enforcement agencies, whether that's county, federal, state police, and they follow those guidelines. I'm not a law enforcement officer, so I don't want to speak for them, but if you have additional questions, I can try and connect you.
I don't know what the guideline is. To say that they're following the guideline, what is the guideline? Are they going to cooperate with them or not?
Which are not.
Ron, I don't specifically have the answer to that question.
Again, just to reinforce, they will work with the higher authorities, the state, the federal, and obviously the county we rely on. So they will work with the other entities.
So
in their guidelines.
Township resources, personnel, and facilities.
George, we're not going to take a stand on ICE and have a discussion. We will follow what the higher authorities ask us to do.
So the answer is you will cooperate with them. No, that's a yes or no. I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm trying to figure out what's going to happen.
And I'm explaining.
I understand from what you said that Monroe Township personnel and resources following these guidelines will be put at the use of these agencies, ICE, if they should come here. Yes. Am I correct in interpreting what you've just said?
No.
We'll follow what the county, the state, and the federal government needs us to do. I mean, we're not going to take a stand. And whether it's blue collar crime or whatever, that's the standard operating procedure.
And the police department evaluates every request that comes in from other agencies on a case-by-case basis. There's no way to sort of provide a catch-all answer of the use of our facilities or resources.
Please.
Our turn. Lori's turn. Much more easy.
Hello. So the corrective action for the audit last year, there was a couple listed. We were able to clean up the majority of them with this audit. One of the last ones was just clearing the interfund. So that's just money that it's just due to, and that making sure that that's done by December 31st. So we'd already implemented our corrective action plan, and this is putting it in writing. So it's already been corrected, but we have to formalize it in writing.
We were very pleased with this audit report. We were all very pleased with the audit report, and we have all read what was written that we were required to read. We thank you. Anyone else wishing to address us this evening, please come forward. Seeing and hearing none, a motion to close the public comment section, please.
Motion.
Thank you. A second, please.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any objection? No, we are closed with public comments. I'd like a motion to adjourn, please.
Motion.
Thank you. Second.
Second.
Where?
All in favor?
Yes. Any opposed?
Aye.
Good.
We are adjourned at
We are
7:20.
adjourned.